Hi everyone, my name is Jordan, this is my channel Hayes World. I like to make videos about Star Wars stuff and my hobbies, so if you want to watch me open this booster box here, for example, for Star Wars Unlimited, the TCG, and see what cards I pulled from there, then go to my channel and watch the 3-part series that I did for unboxing and unpacking those cards and see what cards I managed to get. You can actually see me in the TV's reflection just there. Hello. So today what we're actually going to be doing is looking at some cards for a game of Sabacc. Sabacc is a game from Star Wars, well, various Star Wars content. But most recently, these cards came to me from a shop called Hyperspace Props. There's a link to their shop in the description. So go onto their site and look at all the cool things that they have to offer. I got these Sabacc cards from them. Sabacc, again, is a card game in Star Wars that's featured in various Star Wars content, but most recently it was featured in the video game Star Wars Outlaws. I've yet to complete Star Wars Outlaws, even though it's been out for a little while now, since, September? And I just do my regular thing of getting distracted and playing different games. But I will go back to it and finish it. And if you want me to do a review of what I thought of that game, I was playing on the Xbox version, then I can do that. But yeah, I just wanted to show the Kessel Sabacc cards, which I got from Hyperspace Props, so that you can actually play the Kessel Sabacc game in real life. It's really hard to get out the box. I always have trouble with this. Seriously, there we go. Trying to get them out of the box is difficult. Okay, so this is what you can buy from them. You can buy everything that you need. In addition to these cards and dice, you'll also need some tax tokens. So they kind of look like Star Wars themed poker chips, which you use to play with. And you'll also have some other tokens called shift tokens, which just add like another layer of strategy to the game. Allows you to do things like draw cards or make your opponent play more chips and things. Really quite fun and useful. I don't have any of those things just yet. I've actually got some friends of mine who do 3D printing and painting of various models for board games and stuff, who can actually help me create some of these things myself, which hopefully can save me a little bit of money, because after buying these cards and paying for the shipping to get them sent over from America, I didn't have much left for the the poker chips, the tax chips and shift tokens. But yeah, got some friends who can help me with those. But the shift tokens and the tax credits that you need to play with, they can all be bought from Hyperspace Props as well. And I would recommend getting their stuff as well if you can afford all of that, because the quality is really fantastic, as you can see from these cards. So let me explain a little bit about the game itself. I'll take these dice out, and these are the cards that you play with. So in the game of Sabacc, you have, in this variant of Sabacc, there's different versions of Sabacc, but in this variant, Kessel Sabacc, you have 2 decks. And in this deck from Hyperspace Props, you've got a red deck and a blue deck. Okay? And what you do is you draw cards in order to make a pair. You're trying to make a pair in Kessel Sabacc. So you've got a red card and a blue card, and this will be your hand. Now these symbols are actually in reference to numbers. So this one is a 2, you can see here. This one is a 6, because this symbol here means 5, and there's a 1, so this is a 6. You can see these same symbols on the dice. So if I show you the dice, these are really nice quality as well. This one here is a 1, this is a 6, this is a 2, that's a 5, then you've got 3 and 4. So that's what the symbols are. You'll sort of get a handle on that. You sort of get used to the numbers as you play more. This is a 3 and a 2. Those symbols there at the top, very useful. I think you can get cards that actually have the numbers themselves on them. So if you want that, I think you can buy some that have the numbers instead of the symbols. There you go. There's a pair of 3s there. So that is what you call a sabacc. When you get a pair, it's called a sabacc. So this would be a pretty mid-range sabacc. You want the lowest number. So you'd want a sabacc with like 2 1s. Let's see, that's a 6, that's a 1, and that's a 5, that's a 2, that's a 1. So this one would be called a prime sabacc, I believe, if I remember correctly from the game. This is a pretty, almost unbeatable sabacc. If you've got this, you're pretty much sitting pretty. Unless someone plays a shift token, which reverses what counts as the highest sabacc. There's a shift token which makes 6 the highest sabacc, or the best sabacc, as opposed to 1s. So, but if that didn't happen, you had these, you'd be sitting pretty. And yeah, you could pretty much just, kind of like blackjack, just stick. It's kind of like blackjack in that you can swap your cards out. So let's say you had this in your hand, like this 1 and the 3. You'd want a pair of 1s, wouldn't you? So you'd go like this, you'd discard the 3 and then draw a blue one. And then if you drew that 1 like that, that would be perfect. Now there are other kinds of cards to play with, if I can find them for you. That's a 3. Here's one. This is what we call an imposter card. And when you get one of these in your hand, it means that you will roll the dice for an imposter card, both die. You roll both dice and then choose whatever number you want the card to equal to. So here I rolled a 3 and a 4. So let's say I had this in my hand. Okay, I'm trying to make a pair of 1s. I don't have a 1 on either of these dice, so what you want to do is then choose the number that's closest to 1. Because if you don't have a pair, you want the 2 numbers to be as close together as possible, so you'd choose 3. Now, the other kind of card that you can get in the game is called a Psylop card. Here's one. Okay. A Psylop card is a card that, again, can mean anything. It's kind of like a wild card. So if you had this in your hand, for example, again, this would be a really good hand. You'd have a 1, and then this Psylop card, again, would just be whatever you want it to be. It would match the other one, basically. So you're basically guaranteed a sabacc, a pair, when you have a Psylop card. If you had 2 Psylop cards, this would also be a good hand to play. A little bit worse than a Psylop and a 1. But if you had this, and then you rolled, what have we got here? That's a 4, and that's a 4. So got no choice there but to take this as a 4, and then this would then also equal a 4. So you'd have a 4 sabacc with 4s. However, if you had, still waiting for it, there. If you had this in your hand, this literally is an unbeatable hand. You cannot beat a Psylop sabacc. So when you've got 2 Psylop cards, it can't be beaten by anything, and you're pretty much guaranteed, again, to win that round. Okay, there's 3 rounds, so everyone goes around, gets 3 turns. When you get 2 cards in hand, okay, oh, this would be a good hand to play as well. When you get 2 cards in your hand, there'll also be 2 cards out on the table. So there's where the deck sits, the 2 decks sit. Then there's also a pile to pick from, as in the discard. You can pick up cards from the discard, or draw one. So if I didn't want this imposter card, I would have to put that one down and draw from here, like that. That wouldn't be too bad, a 1 and a 2. It's not a Sabacc, but it's not too bad. If you ended up with this on round 3, you'd probably not want this, but at least it's not, say, something like a 5 and a 6. You know, that would be pretty bad. This would be pretty good to play. It'd be okay. You just have to roll hoping for a 1, really. Which, did we get a 1? No, we got a 6 and a 2. So you'd choose the 2, wouldn't you? Or if you had this, okay, if you had this in your hand, and then on the discard piles, you'd want both of those, but in your hand here, you can only take from either pile. You can't take 2 cards at once. You can't discard both and then take both cards. You can only discard 1 card at a time. So you'd probably want to take this one and then discard this one. Okay, that's what you'd want to do, because that is a very, very good hand. Whereas, say, this, if you did this, now you're relying on luck. See, depending on what you roll, you hope for a 1. We got a 5 and a 3. See, so the best Sabacc you're getting from that roll is a 3. Whereas if you chose to keep the 1 and then played the Psylop Sabacc with a 1, that's what you'd want to play. Okay. So that's what you're doing as you go through. Again, I do apologise that I don't have any tax chips to show you, or the shift tokens, or what they all do. But once I have those things, I can make another video explaining how they all work, what they do, and yeah, maybe even play a few rounds if I've got someone to make the video with. So I just wanted really just to sort of really talk about the game itself a little bit. If you haven't had a chance to play this version of Kessel Sabacc, it's very, very fun, especially with more players. I do also have some Star Wars credit chips to play with as well. Let me find those for you. Here they are, I found them. These are the Star Wars credit chips. So you could use these as another mechanic to purchase tax credits that you'll play with. So these can be valued to whatever you want them to be, really. But these metal credit chips I got from an Etsy shop. Yeah. I think Hyperspace Props also do these as well, but with the money that I had available, all I could afford was just to get the cards at the price point. Again, what they have to offer, the price point really does match like the quality that you're getting from them. I just didn't have as much money, otherwise I would have got the tax credits from Hyperspace Props as well. But I found a shop on Etsy that does these tax credits as well. These credit chips rather. So here's a silver one. I'll leave a link in the description to the shop where I got these credits. These could be worth, say, 200. These gold ones, these could be worth 100. They're really good quality, aren't they? Really look nice feel to them. You can get like sort of like 3D printed ones as well, but the feel of the metal is just, the weight of them is really nice. And then the bronze ones here, these ones can be worth like, say, 50. And you could say one tax chip that you play with could be worth, say, 100. So you'd have to spend 2 bronze to buy a tax chip, or maybe one of these golds to buy a tax chip. Or maybe you could set the tax chip's value to, I don't know, something like 50. So one of these bronze ones could buy a tax chip. In the video game, depending on which table you sat at and what planet you're on playing Sabacc, you can play with 8 tax chips, 6, or 4. The more tax chips you have, the longer the game goes for and the more competitive it can be. And obviously, therefore, the more like money you can earn from playing in the game. But there you go. So that's pretty much it for the Sabacc cards that I wanted to show you. The dice are really nice as well, so I'd recommend going on Hyperspace Props and getting everything from them if you can afford it. They're a really good price point for the quality of the stuff that you get, but I just didn't have enough saved up is all, so that's just me. So that's it for today's video. Again, if you liked today's video and you enjoyed looking at these cards and you like all this other stuff here in the background, again, I do collect and play Star Wars Unlimited, so if you want to know what these decks are like, if you want me to do reviews of these decks and show them off, I can do. Again, if you want to watch me opening the Twilight of the Republic booster box, I did do that on my channel, so you can watch those videos too. And if you'd like to see all the other cards in my collection as well, then again, I could do that as well. Leave a comment as to what you'd like to see. But thank you for watching. Again, I'll make another video on some more Kessel Sabacc stuff, perhaps in the future. But thanks for watching today. Take care, subscribe if you'd like, and I'll see you later.